Dear Hot List member, do you believe in mind control? If you're like most, you probably think that's a fantasy. Controlling people's thoughts may be a clever parlor trick for magicians, but in real life, it simply can't be done. Like trying to control the weather. But I'm here to tell you that's dead wrong. And I can prove it to you with an astonishing new program called Power Signals. It's an instructional package loaded with simple yet powerful mind tricks that you can use immediately to control, mold, and shape how other people see you without you having to say a word and without them suspecting a thing. Best of all, I'll let you see this mind-blowing instruction for free if you choose. This isn't about how to dress for success or how to hypnotize people or anything like that. No, Power Signals is an arsenal of scientifically proven tactics that plays on the subconscious mind. Advanced, yet simple, easy to learn, and extremely effective tricks that allow you to actually harness and use nonverbal cues to control and dramatically improve how others perceive you, so that you're taken more seriously, seen as being more powerful, more successful, and more confident. Sound manipulative? Well, frankly, it is, very much so. That's the point. You're hijacking the silent signals going on between you and other people so that you can secretly gain total control over any situation to your benefit. Power Signals makes you hip to an entire language that's going on just below the surface. Everyone across all cultures is already speaking this universal language, but almost nobody is consciously aware of it. And fewer people still know how to control it, even though it's shockingly easy to do. Hi, it's Barbara over here at TRS on behalf of my business partner Bob Pierce and the rest of the crew. For more than 3 decades now, we've made our mark producing unique instruction that can dramatically improve the lives of average guys. Whether that's simple self-defense secrets that can end a fight in a couple of seconds on your terms, or secrets to throwing and sticking a knife, or clever tricks to survive and thrive throughout the most nightmarish meltdown. Or, in this case, how to gain more power and control over your life by manipulating the nonverbal signals other people are subconsciously picking up on. Skeptical? I can't blame you, but this isn't some theoretical voodoo we've cooked up in a seance. No, these are in fact the same skills now being used by high-priced lawyers who select jury panels, FBI profilers, espionage interrogators, undercover CIA agents, political consultants, and business and sales executives looking to gain an upper hand over their competitors. This is a science, and right now there's a whole industry cropping up that's devoted to study and mastering of this subject. It's a world that your instructor, Dr. Russ Horeen, has lived in for many years. Dr. Horeen has written 6 books and created 17 instructional programs. So he's not only a world-class expert at nonverbal communication, but he's also a highly respected teacher. Our own experts have spent the last 7 years with him, distilling down the most simple, easy to learn, and useful parts of the most effective systems to create a practical program that average guys like you can learn quickly and use immediately to gain a serious edge. This knowledge will put the ball squarely back in your court, a proven way to secure greater trust, more respect, more confidence, all while skyrocketing your ability to read the intention and motivations of others. You'll have an insider's edge over everyone else because this is about as close to mind reading and thought control as you'll ever get. At this point, you're probably curious at how this all actually works. Well, it may look like magic, but it's not magic. Again, Power Signals focuses on nonverbal communication. That is, any communication that's happening without words. It's not just about body language. It's your gestures, your adapters, your posture, how you move your eyebrows of all things, where you look when you're talking to someone, where you look when they're talking to you, and so much more. These are things you don't normally think about when interacting with others, and yet it has an enormous impact on how others perceive you. That's right. People around you are always unconsciously reading these subtle subliminal signals all the time, and then using them to form snap judgments about you. Don't judge a book by its cover? Yeah, right. Sounds nice, but in fact, we're doing it all the time. Research shows that these nonverbal cues make up 93% of what others think about you. 93%. All of it silent, unspoken communication that, rightly or wrongly, others are unconsciously using to determine if you are trustable, reliable, in charge or a pushover, confident or weak, and a whole host of other deep-seated beliefs about you. So, if you've ever felt misunderstood, ignored, not respected, or incapable of persuading others, you're probably failing not with your words, but almost certainly with the nonverbal cues that you're broadcasting. I mean, have you ever met someone who other people just want to be around? You know, the guy with the good vibes that everyone is drawn to. He may not be the best looking or smartest individual in the room, but women love him and other guys secretly want to be him. He always attracts success and always seems to have luck on his side. Well, I can emphatically say it's not luck. No, whether this person knows it or not, he has almost certainly mastered the art of reading and controlling his nonverbal communication. You're about to discover this same skill, and it means effortlessly establishing a quiet charisma that others notice from across a crowded room. They won't know what you're doing or how you're doing it. They just know you've got some undefinable mojo that draws them to you for some reason. I know it probably sounds a little nuts, but this really works. And it's easy once you understand a few key secrets. For you, it'll be like cracking the Enigma code. A whole new world is about to open up. A world of deeper relationships, more control, and greater dominance with very little effort. Here's just a taste of what you're about to discover in this amazing 2.5-hour Power Signals DVD package. First, you'll discover how to become a master at reading people. Of course, they don't know that you're reading them, but you will be, like an open book. And once you know what to look for, you'll be able to easily tell when people are lying to you, or being sincere, or secretly attracted to you, or a number of other emotions. I think you'll be shocked at how obvious some of this is, and how you've been blind to it for so long, and just how easy it is to understand what's really going on in someone's head. You'll also find out why controlling your nonverbal cues is actually a more powerful and simpler strategy than improving your language and verbal skills. Here's a hint. People automatically believe nonverbal cues much more readily than any of the words coming out of your mouth. So mastering these skills is the smarter, more effective method to being seen as a steely-eyed alpha, or more attractive and lovable, or rock-solid, stable, and credible. Or frankly, just boost your ability to control and manipulate other people to your advantage. This is priceless information few people are clued into. Now, you'll be one of the few. Also, what charisma is and how to achieve it. It's not as big of a mystery as folks have believed all along. In fact, it's actually made up of a small and definable set of nonverbal cues that you can learn and implement very quickly. Another thing you'll discover is how to use 4 types of gestures, including emblems, illustrators, adapters, and physical touch. This is extremely advanced stuff, but easy to learn, simple to implement, and extremely effective for control over how others perceive you. Also, you'll learn the three different ranges, including the alpha, beta, and gamma range, and the specific character qualities each one expresses. This is where you learn to use signals that are appropriate for any given situation. Provides you tremendous flexibility and sway because you'll easily shift between ranges without having to act phony or change your personality or anything like that. It's really only a matter of transmitting a specific set of signals. Suddenly, you're seen as the dominant guy who's in control, or as the clever, intelligent one, or the guy who's friendly and attractive. Whatever you want. Same guy, same personality, and with a few minor cues and adjustments, you're suddenly seen in an entirely different light. You'll be absolutely stunned the first time you try this because it really works. Also, you'll learn which of these three ranges you'll want to live in most of the time. Knowing this means you can remain the person you are while comfortably shifting between being the dominant guy when the need arises to the more friendly buddy or the love interest or whatever you need to be whenever you want. Just a matter of employing some key signals that nobody knows about but you. Another thing, how posture and your use of space can make a huge difference in how other people see you, especially if it's a one-way communication where you are the person speaking. Also, the one single easiest thing to change that makes an immediate impact on how others read you. Strangely enough, most people are reluctant to alter this, even though it's easy. But change this one thing and it'll achieve a huge shift in people's mindset to your benefit. Another thing, why certain adornments and props can accentuate communication but are actually one of the least effective methods to subconsciously controlling others. People want to believe this has a big effect on those around them, but that's wrong. It doesn't. You'll discover a much more effective method. Also, what physical characteristic generally has a neutral first impression? Unless you do it wrong. Then it can be extremely detrimental to the image you're trying to create. Pay attention to this, and you'll avoid some nasty pitfalls. Also, what you can tell about a person's emotional level and interest by their pupil size. They can't control it, so pupils don't lie. Means you'll have a good idea of what they're really thinking. Also, discover specific movements and actions that can indicate deception. This is what interrogators look for to determine if someone is lying. Now you'll know exactly what to look for too. Means you'll suddenly be a human lie detector. So, you'll first learn basics, a lot of which involves simply watching other people and recognizing cues and signals and what's going on. It's actually a lot of fun because you're suddenly inside their head and privy to a conversation that no one else is. The next step is changing your own nonverbal signals. This is advanced, yet, as you'll see, rather straightforward. You won't look strange because other people aren't even aware of what you're doing, but the effects are dramatic and lasting. You'll learn how to control something known as selective perception. It's all based on the first 4 minutes of an initial meeting. Handled correctly, and a small set of cues can suddenly make others putty in your hands. Also, how to keep your encoded power signals undercover. Yeah, it's a little sneaky, but this is important because the less people notice what you're doing on a conscious level, that is, the more subtle you are, the greater impact you'll have. Means leaving a stronger impression with more lasting results. Also, and this is pretty amazing, how just a few inches of body lean one way or the other can mean the difference between someone riveted to your every word or ignoring you completely. It's weird how something so seemingly insignificant can have such an enormous impact, but it does. Another thing you'll learn is what standing at a 45-degree angle to another person means. You'll learn variations on this to alter what image you want to project in any given situation. Means you're the one holding the cards. Also, when it's appropriate to mirror other people. Done subtly, people will enjoy your company and feel a deep attachment to you. Done wrong, and you could create an enemy for life. Eye-opening stuff here. Also, how to effortlessly glide between intimate zone, personal zone, and the social or public zone, and why moving at various speeds creates dramatically different effects. This is how to achieve maximum positive gains in any public setting, like a restaurant, bar, or cocktail party. Very powerful stuff. Another thing, which facial expressions combined with specific cues and signals will make you appear to be a very powerful leader. This one tip alone makes it worth getting this entire package. Also, the single most powerful communication tool for the alpha male. This one may surprise you. Another thing, an easy way to simulate any emotion, whether you feel it or not. It's an old actor's trick that uses the entire face while avoiding a frozen expression. Dr. Horeen walks you through it all. It's advanced stuff, but it's a cinch once you understand the core concepts. Also, why moving from an alpha range to a gamma range generates endearment, while moving from a gamma to alpha creates resentment. The doctor explains it all in detail. It's intense instruction, but painless. He assumes you don't understand any of this, and so he covers everything step by step with simple examples and demonstrations along the way. All right, a huge factor in nonverbal communication is the eyes. What your eyes and their eyes are doing is a big deal. You'll learn how to use eye contact to control whether you want to be an intimate friend or a trusted coworker or the boss who must get people to act. This is one very powerful tool to quickly establish trust or to move into a command position that requires dominance and loyalty. Also, how to correctly break eye contact. Done wrong and you look weak and overly submissive. Done correctly, you can either look friendly and competent or strong and in charge. Another key is specific body movements. Dr. Horeen covers this in detail, showing you first, hand and arm gestures that serve as a fast way to gain and maintain control, throw off your competitors or troublemakers, and even build rapport and improve relationships with loved ones. Also, how to use illustrative gestures to demonstrate self-confidence. Again, you don't necessarily have to be self-confident, but with the proper use of these types of illustrators, you certainly come off as being sincere and supremely self-confident, which of course builds a genuine sense of confidence in you. It's a kind of fake it till you make it that really works. You'll also learn specific adapters or tension leaks that reveal anxiety and lack of confidence. We'll show you how to read two different kinds. It's actually easy to read them in others and very revealing, as it often indicates fear, discomfort, nervousness, or deception. The doctor will show you how to eliminate these from your own communication too. Also, what different types of physical contact means, including a downturn handshake or a pat you on the back or a hand on your shoulder. This has huge significance, and you should begin taking advantage of this immediately. Also, how to properly shake hands. It's pretty simple, but there are a number of things that can go wrong here because a lot of guys like to play power games during the handshake. We'll show you numerous scenarios and easy counter moves to keep you in the driver's seat. Fascinating stuff here. I particularly like the handshake that builds rapport, trust, and establishes a mild dominance on your part. Nothing strange or fancy, but this gives you a big advantage. Also, what a brow flash means and why you want to consciously control this signal happens in a fraction of a second and yet has huge meaning and significance in what role you're seen as playing. Okay, so we're talking about nonverbal signals here, but sound itself is also a vital part of the overall message. So you'll discover things like how to control 8 basic sound attributes so that you can use the pitch, loudness, rate of speech, and other factors in your voice as a means of establishing and maintaining attention. Also, how to use simple power pauses as a tool of dominance. Works like magic to add serious gravity to your spoken words. Here's a big hint. This works exceptionally well with strong eye contact. Also, a critical list of non-fluencies that not only weaken your message but also detract from any image you're trying to project. Eliminating these, and it's easy, means your message will be taken more seriously and you'll be seen as being more polished, confident, and have a message that seems much more profound. Also, why just 30 to 40 additional words to your vocabulary can make a dramatic difference in how intelligent you are perceived. Forget the PhD. Spend an hour or so learning a handful of new words, and you'll come across as being the smartest guy in the room. Okay, so you'll discover the advanced fundamentals that'll quickly get you up to speed. And then we demonstrate simple exercises and drills so you can take advantage of your awesome new skills right away. This is how. You'll transform these powerful secrets into a practical system, one you can incorporate seamlessly into your life. The first drill is fun and easy. It's called the broken TV, and it allows you to observe and evaluate nonverbal signals in the comfort of your own living room. It's fun and it's eye-opening, especially because you're reading a code that nobody else consciously understands. Also, two simple exercises designed to make you aware of your own negative signals, ones that make you appear weak, and then uncomplicated steps to eliminate them. Also, the triple mirror drill. You can do at home for a safe and fun way to practice and refine your power signals. Super effective in nailing down powerful gestures and expressions while practicing pitch and voice control. Frankly, do this one drill alone, and it's shocking how fast you'll master this influential new skill. Also, a simple mime drill that uses television news broadcasts, political speeches, and even televangelists to develop your body, voice pitch, and emphasis know-how. Again, this is done at home in a comfortable setting so you can nail everything down without embarrassment. Also, a role play drill that you practice on strangers to develop a set of signals you're comfortable with and yet will emphasize the lasting impressions that you want, which means these strangers will be your own personal guinea pigs while you safely test your skills. And a lot more. I could go on for hours, but no need since the DVD package explains everything thoroughly. This is simply the quickest way I know of to reach financial, business, social, and personal success, because they all depend heavily on interacting with other people. Power Signals places the control of these social interactions squarely in your hands, from dating to dealing and negotiating with business people, and yes, gaining more influence and respect from family, friends, and even complete strangers. Interested? I thought so. You'd be crazy not to want this. It's almost like having a head start in a race. It's an unfair advantage over everyone else. Here's how you can get all this right now. Simply click on the Yes button below. This mind-blowing DVD package is just $29. Considering that lawyers and political and business consultants spend big bucks for this same information, and considering how dramatically this can improve your life, that's a bargain. It's less than you'd pay for a meal at a restaurant. And yet, as I think you'll agree, it's absolutely priceless information, really. But you don't risk a penny of that purchase price, because if you aren't happy for any reason, even no reason, if suddenly being able to read and understand people on levels you never thought possible doesn't thrill you, if family, friends, business associates, and people that you run into on a daily basis aren't responding to your newfound powerful skills in ways that absolutely delight you, if you don't feel a new surge in confidence and self-esteem, knowing you are essentially the puppeteer in every social exchange you encounter, then I insist you send Power Signals back for a full and prompt refund. That means if you so choose, you can learn this powerful universal human language and all its wonderful secrets for free. You gotta admit, That's generous. That's how confident I am that you will never want to let this go. But I'm going to stick my neck out a little and go one step further. For anyone who orders now, as in right now, like today, I will also include a very special free bonus. It's a handy 70-plus page reference guide that covers everything you'll discover on the DVDs and more. Means you can watch the DVDs, learn all the cues and signals and how to read people, and the drills and how it all comes together, and then simply use the guide for quick reference to brush up your mad skills without having to scrub through the DVDs again. But this guide also includes a practical workbook section to help you build up your skills step by step, as well as some additional information not found on the DVDs, including how the sense of smell can make or break a first impression. You see, the olfactory lobes responsible for smell are hardwired directly into the emotional centers of the brain. The right cologne and pleasant breath can leave a lasting mark on continued relationships. The guide spells out what to look for in a cologne and how to eliminate bad breath for good. And it's not how you think. Also, you'll discover additional tips on how to put it all together, including the 3 steps to a successful encounter. This allows you to project your skills strong and smooth without a hint of detection. Also, there's sample scenarios that allow you to see how these powerful techniques actually work in the real world. And so much more. This amazing guide is the Power Signals program in a nutshell with some added material. I will send you this amazing guide along with your DVD package absolutely free. It's yours to keep. My gift to you for giving the main DVD program a look-see. Of course, my paranoid accountant points out that I could be ripped off like this. After the years of work we poured into this project, unscrupulous people could order, then simply send back the DVDs and still have the entire program because it's all spelled out in the free guide. Okay, maybe I'm being naive, but I just don't think you and others on this special hot list are going to do that. Yes, I am taking some chances, but I know the character of the people on this list, and I'm not worried. I trust you completely. But you must act right away. I made an agreement with Dr. Horeen to limit the number of free books I'll give away to just 300. It's first come, first served. After that, the free book is gone. I'll never mention it again. Trust me, you want this book. The DVDs are, of course, the meat, but the additional book makes everything much quicker. So click on the Yes button now. Power Signals is about to place an enormous amount of control in your hands. Personally, I find it amazing that so few people can consciously read and use these signals to their advantage like this. Of course, like any tool, this can be used to manipulate people in ways that are dishonest or wrong. That's not what this is about. I ask only that you use it wisely for good, so that you can take the field and play this game at a level higher than you ever imagined. This is Barbara, signing off. But before I go, allow me to do a quick recap. Click on the Yes button below now, and I will rush you 1. The Power Signals DVD package, astonishing instruction that will show you how to read and manipulate nonverbal signals to your advantage. 2. You'll receive a 1-year money-back guarantee. If you're not totally thrilled, just send it back for a fast refund. 3. You'll receive the Power Guide and Workbook. This is free, a convenient reference book that covers everything in the DVDs, plus additional tips and tricks to making power signals work in the real world. The only place that counts. Keep this complete guide as my gift to you. But again, you must hurry. There are only 300 guides to go around. I expect they could be gone as early as tomorrow. So hit the Yes button now, and I'll see you inside, where you're about to get the most eye-opening lesson of your life.